PNC News incorrectly reported last night that former Senator Frank Uggan turned over his lapsed funds to Senator Adolfo Palacios. But Committee on Rules Chairman Senator Rory Respicio today made it clear that Uggan's lapsed funds were transferred to him and to Senator Munya Barnes.
The lapsed funds that Senator Uggan had, some of it was transferred to myself, and some of it was transferred to Senator Barnes.
Not to Senator Barnes.
Not to Senator Palacios. Kevin.
Senator Respicio received about $25,000 of former Senator Uggan's lapsed funds. Senator Munya Barnes got about $10,000. Respicio said there was nothing unethical or illegal about the transfer. Former Senator Uggan owed Senator Respicio for funding and support that he, Respicio, had provided to Uggan during his term, and Uggan paid back his debt. It's the way, says Respicio, that the legislative process works.
Senator Uggan and I have been serving in the legislature since the 27th GUAM legislature. And so what I've done over the terms is if I see a senator's falling short of their own, I would give them some money with the understanding that when things get better for you, if for some reason a staff moves on or your financial condition improves, that you can return that money to me. So that's what happened with Senator Uggan. He finally realized enough lapses to make good on a commitment that we had over the last 8 years.
Respicio acknowledges that he hired former Senator Uggan's son, but he strongly denied any suggestion that it was in exchange for the lapse funds.
Admittedly, it's a slippery slope because at the same time I'm in receipt of these lapse funds, I've also at the same time hired his son, Frank III. But I think those are apples and oranges. I know it seems like this money, if 1 + 1 = 2, I don't think it adds up in this case because I reconcile in my mind that I've used my own budget to hire his son, and I don't think there's anything wrong.
Sitting senators who are returned to office retain their lapsed funds, carrying them over into their new term for use as they see fit. According to a list provided by Senator Respicio, Senators Palacios and Pangilinan have built up lapsed fund reserves of more than $150,000 each. Senator Tony Atta and Speaker Wonpat each have carried over more than $70,000. But when a senator leaves the legislature by choice or due to lack of votes, their lapsed funds pass under the control of the Central Legislative Office, with disbursement administered by Senator Respicio's Committee on Rules. Among the former senators, Senator Tello Taitigui had $38,836. James Espaldon had only $449 left over when his term ended. Eddie Calvo had $12,373. Uggan's total shows only $4,456 left because about $35,000 has already been dispersed to Senators Barnes and Respicio.
But tell us why lapse funds should not be returned to the general fund in light of the current fiscal situation the government faces. Why is it important?
Because the legislature is also facing our own shortfalls, Kevin, and lapse fund is unlike an appropriation. The lapse fund, the money that we get from the executive branch based on our appropriated levels is cash. And so if you see that I have an X amount of money in lapses, that's cash. So the following term, if we don't get our budget allotments on time, which is not always the case, we use all of these cash reserves to carry us through payday to payday. So for us, it's hand to mouth.
Kevin Kerrigan,
I've
PNC
had to institute
News.
for the last 4 years now.